Alright, well, hello again for those that were with my first video, or second video. This is the third one that we're doing. We covered about a third of the undead settlement. Now we are going to try to finish, or at least cover the major parts of the undead settlement that are left. Not particularly thrilled by what's on the rest of the undead settlement, but we get probably one of the people for my particular build at this juncture that's going to be really good, and that is the Pyromancer. And he will start teaching us pyromancy moves, and that's what we need, because right now, being a pyromancies, especially early game pyromancies are completely broken. Just about everything in the game is completely weak to them and will die at their hand. So you want to kind of work with your pyromancies. There's one other area that's over here, and I'm going to see if I can survive this. Because those guys are a pain, and they are the devil, and they hurt so much. I'm trying to get over here so I can sometimes these guys will follow you all the way here, sometimes they won't. This particular one was overzealous, so he followed me all the way up here. And there we got, you see in the background, you see good old Sigvard. Sigvard is our friend. And he will help us through most of this. Alright, so the trick literally to this part is the fact that there's an elevator, and it goes, it's a two-sided one. You can either go up, it'll either take you to the upper part over here. This is where you can talk with the giant and make peace with the giant, so he doesn't try to impale you every time you come into this area. So you want to make peace with the giant.
I have.
He gives you a young white birch and a peace offering. Her trying to impale you about a bajillion times. Now we're going to go to one of the other areas, and we're going to continue doing Sigvard's quest. Sigvard's quest kind of opens up another part of this area that you will see. We'll first encounter with one of the demons. And the demons are interesting because obviously I have pyromancy. So pyromancies don't necessarily fare too well on it. But as soon as you aggro him, he will come over. And Sigvard will come down and help you battle the beast. I've never had that move go this far. Sigvard is a huge help, and he's actually, out of all the characters, out of all the NPCs that you get in this game, Sigvard is probably the one. Sigvard's probably the beefiest of them. He does not go down easy, which is good because normally you're having to. Normally, during his quest line, you're using him for bosses such as Yorm, and you're using him for just some really beefy bosses that if it was any other NPC, it would probably just burst into a million pieces. Sigvard is the MVP of this game. Like I said, he doesn't go down easy. Sigvard.
That was what you but see all that?
Long may Sigvard
Long may the
is, he's just all around probably one of the better NPCs for sure in this game, let alone characters that you meet throughout this whole game. Sigvard's probably one of the coolest. But yeah, he's one of the beefiest as well. Can normally take a ton of punishment. Okay, so now we have this little thing. Okay, I've never seen it do this, so that's interesting. There you go. We did it. But the reason this place is so deadly is because, well, one, we're going to have to deal with a little bit of dogs again. But before we have to deal... And that's before we have to deal with the evangelists. The evangelists are still the problem in this area. These things don't give you a ton of souls, but I mean, they're souls nonetheless. They drop 5 fading souls. But here's where we gotta meet the dogs. And this can go really good or this can go really bad. But thankfully, headshot, that's good. Yes, okay, cool, that was really good. For once. Normally it doesn't. Normally it goes really terrible. I will wait to get that till after I deal with these guys, because normally I don't come here with enough arrows, and so this time, since I'm doing this specific build and this specific run, I'm going to make sure I have arrows for days. Evangelists are pretty hard if you have to go straight up with them, like if you don't have any type of projectiles. The evangelist especially love to get in real close. And I just realized I suck very bad at I might have to do something I've never done before. Because that little spiked piece thing is by far one of the toughest things, and it hits like a truck. They absolutely will murder you. But actually, this area is relatively good. It's literally a toss up whether this is going to go good or not. So to see that it went good, I am very happy. Well, we finished that part, and there's still one more little area to go, and then we can deal with the Curse Rod of Greatwood. Over here, you get the Chloranthy ring and the Mira armor. The Mira armor is not bad. If you play Dark Souls 2, you know Lucatiel and Mira. Basically the armor that she used. And like I said, pretty solid armor. I don't particularly like it, but the stats on it are pretty good. That gets equipped almost immediately. And Flynn's ring. Flynn's ring increases based off the lower part of your equip load. So the weaker your equip load, the more that Flynn's ring does. So it helps your damage output when you have low equip. So I have low equip. I probably have the lowest equip I'm going to have throughout this run. There's a few other things I can change about it, and I will. I think we have good, we have some homeward bones. So, as to not sacrifice all the progress that I made as far as soul collection and everything, we're going to go back to uh, Firelink Shrine, and now all those souls I got, I'm going to now deposit them into. I'm now going to deposit them over here to Shrine Maid. She gives you the Mortician's, or you get the Mortician's Ashes, and from the Mortician's Ashes, you get the Grave Key. That opens up to give you,
Ashen one.
that opens up to give you the person who gives you your miracles. And so now we can go over here, allot the Estus.
Just what neat.
Or reinforce it. That'll give us 4 Estus on there. And so now our next level, now our next, and I will go over here, use the rest of the souls that I have, and use them to buy. I'll give him Loretta's bone, and you can still purchase things from him at this point. I'll use that to buy some arrows. So now I have a not an abundance of arrows, but I have more than what I had beforehand. So there's like 1 or 2 things left to do. But because we got that key to the tower, there's 2 things that we're going to be doing. And this is why I don't have a whole lot of souls. I didn't ember because we have a method for this. There's a part up on the top where you can jump down to get the Firekeeper armor. Well, I don't use much of the Firekeeper armor just because it doesn't really fit with what I'm trying to do, except for the arm pieces. You get that, and you get an Estus ring. And the Estus ring boosts the amount that your Estus recovers. And the Firekeeper, then up here is also the Firekeeper soul. You can give it to the Firekeeper, and she will gain the ability to remove the Dark Sigil. Well, the Dark Sigil happens if you accept the levels up that Yule gives you. It's part of the end game quest. We will not be doing that one, partially in part that I've done that one so many times, and that tends to be where I go to as my ending. So we're gonna do probably ending number 2 this time around. But mainly going up here, I want to capitalize on the fact that I don't have many souls, and I gotta measure this up right because I think it's just, yep, too far. So I think you can just walk off, if I'm not mistaken. But you have to do it correctly. But it gives me a piece of armor, and I want to get that piece of armor this early because it gives me fire resistance. It gives me a load of things. And I'm gonna go up there, and I'm gonna get the other Estus Flash Shard, and I'm also going to get the Covenant Silver Serpent Ring, which will give me bonus souls, and that's what I need. And I want to capitalize on the opportunity for souls when I can. Now, these little things is because it's a hub world, it takes it a little bit to load up. That's what the little fog wall does. Is it loads the hub, which is Firelink Shrine, and then it'll start working on the rest of the surrounding world. So I used to think like with that I was completely locked out and that there was no way I could. Okay. Now I completely misjudged where to go on that one. So, yeah. Let's do a third time. And we're going to do this until I get it. It won't take too long, I think. But but it's definitely worth it to start really getting this armor set that I'm going to be basically using. What you see 2/3 of it right now. You see the Thieves Mask and you see the Master's Attire. I use these because they're light. The Thieves Mask gives enough and it kind of helps with the appeal a little bit, but and the Master's Attire is light, gives a little bit of defense, but that's where we come in with the two other things you'll see is the gauntlets will be the Firekeeper gauntlets, or Firekeeper wraps, I think they're called. And the fourth piece will be the leg piece, and that's the Nameless Night legging, which you get by navigating through Farronwood. So I always forget whether you have to roll, jump, or just walk off, because there's certain things that you just roll, there's certain things that you jump off, and then there's certain things that you don't do either, and you jump. But just bear with me, we'll get this done, and then it'll put us on a good track to be able to finish the rest of the Undead Settlement. And I'm fully expecting that I'm going to have to bring in co-op help, just because the nature of the Cursed Rod of Greatwood is it's weak as heck to fire, but you cannot lock on to the individual things that weaken it. You have to shoot them from a distance, or hit them from a distance, or shoot blind, or use a sword. So it'll be interesting to see how all that works out, because frankly, I've never done it. Again, I could say it over it. Okay, cool. There you go. Let's see. Now I should just be able to fall this way. There you go. Now, with the maiden, if you buy all the miracles from her, she becomes a Firekeeper, and you will find her there. So now let's equip the... I told you it wouldn't take too long. These are even lighter, so now my equip load, my damage output goes up, because now I have something that weighs even less. Now, the only thing that's going to weigh a little bit more is going to be the Nameless Night leggings. That is going to weigh a little bit more, but it's... Okay. I probably should have gone and got the Coda Serpents, because now I think I have to wait for the fog wall. Yep, I do. Darn it. Okay, well, either way, we've done that. We've gotten that whole part done. So now we can sit here, wait for the fog wall, wait for that to do its thing. I think we got enough arrows for the next leg of this. Once you see it kind of, I guess you could say, kind of phase out, then, alright, to get to all this stuff, we just fall down here. Kick this ladder down just in case I end up doing something stupid, which the likelihood of that happening is, well, let's just say it happens frequently. I have the propensity for stupid pretty much a lot, so you go up here. Remember Dark Souls 2, you got Pickle Plum. Estus Shard, which is great. Illusory Wall. And over here is the covetous Silver Serpent Ring. That's Leonard. He will... His quest line, and this is Hawkwood. Hawkwood's a deserter. He deserted the Undead Legion. Or the Farron Legion. He deserted them. So that's where he's at, and
That is what.
Hawkwood's a rather pessimistic person. So now we can allot and put 3. Now we got 4 and 3.
Careful.
And now we have enough to go onto. Now we have enough stuff to go onto the next leg of our little adventure. So now we're going to go. There's 2 different ways we can do it. I think we could take the dilapidated bridge, and then we can go through this backwards. Yeah. Go back the intended route. And like I said, Pyromancer's in this area. I like him. He helps upgrade my stuff. Helps upgrade my Pyromancy Flame. And if I give him books, he gives me spells. So I'm happy. So now I can make a decision here. I can go this way. Take care of all this first. And I want to do this area, pick this area clean. That's the Velka statue. If you have any type of sin, I'm going to be honest, on this game, I have not found a way to get it. Not like I've been trying, but I just wondering, how do you acquire sin on here? Because I just could never figure it out. For the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. I've killed NPCs, I've done all the stuff that you would think would give you a sin count. But it doesn't. Okay. These skeletons are weird. Fire makes their life difficult, so that's what we use fire. Get through a few of these guys. I thought there was one behind me. Okay, these guys use a scimitar, which I think helps with a pretty decent backstab or backstep. Got the Titanite shard. This guy likes to go all. Kamikaze. Try to ambush you. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I would dodge that. So that was fortunate. So what I'm gonna do. Since I'm already on this side anyway, I'm going to go get the bonfire for the Road of Sacrifices, which is the next area after the Undead Settlement. Those rats are infinite spawning, so they will just keep coming. Here is where we get the girl who teaches miracles that we give tomes, and she gives us miracles, so we like her.
It's not a little so.
There's nobody else. Elena, I think her name is.
Then I am praised. Oh, forgive me. I am Irene. I came to your island if. Oh,
Accept her into the service. And there's a few things that you can do to really screw her up. If you learn a dark miracle from her, you will be attacked at the Firelink Shrine by this guy right here. His name is Igon of Kareem, and he's charged with protecting the girl. So as long as you pose no threat to the girl, he's fine with you. But the moment you pose a threat to the girl, then he starts having issues with you. But like I said, we're going to activate the shortcut we're going to activate the path to the Road of Sacrifices and use it to fast travel back to the dilapidated bridge. Actually, we're going to use it to go back to the beginning of this area. There's a way to dodge what this thing's about. A way to dodge this guy and cheese the Earthol Knights, because if anybody's ever played this game, these guys probably gave you a tough time. They are erratic, their movements are just insane, and they keep coming. But you can easily cheese them by sitting out here and just throwing fireballs at them. If they can't get through, their AI is not programmed to go through that door. So now we've got the Iridil Straight Sword. Oh, hooray, we found the Road of Sacrifices. This helps us on our way to Farron Keep. But we are going to travel back to Undead Settlement. We are going to try to finish these last few areas, because right now we have one area where the Pyromancer is at, so one more bonfire to find, and then it's on our way to the Cursed Rod of Greatwood, which, as I said, don't know how that's going to go. I've never done them with a projectile only build, so this is going to be interesting. But we're going to have enough souls to be able to go back and upgrade our bow if we need to, upgrade our fire. Probably not both. So the bow's already been upgraded once. So the bow is this is a +1 bow. So I can upgrade it again. But, well, that thing leaped. Normally they don't leap right off the gate, so. And that just went. There we go. You already noticed the difference that the Estus Flask is making. The +1. It is now, it's healing quite a bit more, which is good because it was not healing. Okay. Really? So, as I said before, there's a completely other path. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate that and then come back. Is I can pretty much leave them alone. They're not going to do anything. I gotta make sure I take care of. Normally, let's see, they're there. Really? Alrighty. Okay. There's also one other one. Two other ones, actually. There we go. Now, I can't go immediately rushing into this next part because there will be a Gree Rat looking thing. There he is. and he hurts. He uses a flambeurge and has a charge attack that literally runs for days, I think. But you see the range on it. And basically, if you let him get that attack off. And I'm stupid. Oh, no, I did equip it. Okay. I almost thought I had a moment of stupidity, and I would have been due for one, really. This area is not a hard area. My deaths in this area have not been because of enemies, they've been because of idiocy jumping off a cliff. But here's the next area right here. This area is tough because you have this bonfire that's right over here. But the thing that makes this area hard is that you have some of the peasant workers up there throwing bombs down in this area, which is a real problem. But we took care of that, got the stuff. Now we can go up here. Okay, sometimes you'll shoot that and it takes a weird bounce. It didn't this time, so that's good. They will sit here and throw bombs at you. Point blank grenade tosses. You get a hand axe.
Aha, well, I got him. I hear you. To the
Right. There. Now we've recruited him, and he will teach us pyromancies. Worthwhile investment. Now you got one of these guys. Sometimes they will chuck the pot. Just flat. Hit me. Thought I dodged. Dodging was way off. Sometimes they throw the pots. Sometimes they don't. That time he did not. But there's some stuff up here. Soul of an unknown traveler. Fire clutch ring. Basically raises fire damage equal to fire absorption. Any of the clutch rings, it's a caveat with them. Yeah, you may gain fire attack, but oh, that's right. I forgot I hit them on fire. So alright, well, this next part is an interesting. I got that bonfire. I'm not worried too much about this, but I need to use the bow on this next part. There's a ton of rats, and they are spam heavy. there's one that jumps out at me from over here, so... See, I try to dodge those guys, but it just doesn't work. And that is an ideal situation. There he is. There's a few of them, but they can really make your life heck. There's the other one. Fire bombs. Okay. Go over here, get a plank shield. To this guy, he's an NPC. Triggers another event over here. I think I have enough health to survive this fall. If I don't, oh well. They can make sure you have plenty of homeward bones. But you come over here, and then you examine the cage. Well, this will take you to the Pit of Hollows. Well, the significance about the Pit of Hollows is, you'll recognize this later when we fight the Cursed Rod of Greatwood, is this is the battle arena for it. But you also get to meet Hodrick, the Mound Maker that you fought earlier. This is him.
Well, this... Oh. No, that...
He gives you the Mound Maker Covenant. Then he gives you a Homeward Bone.
This pit is for you.
So now we can use the Homeward Bone to go back. We can go back to the Shrine Bonfire. We have enough souls to be able to do something with it. We got plenty of arrows. And so now we can use all these different souls that we collected. The soul over there is Vort. I have a reason I'm saving his. I would use it, but it doesn't give you a whole lot, so it's not really worth. It's not worth crushing it and getting the souls from it. Now I got the Saint's Talisman. Saint's Talisman is probably one of the better ones. Sell the Sick Brew, sell the bugs, sell the charcoal pine resin, sell that, sell the gold pine resin, sell the human pine resin. And a lot of these things that I really am just not going to use. We'll keep the bombs just because there might be something I have to blow up.
Ashen one.
There's not much else I can really do with her. So we'll go over here. Give her the Firekeeper soul.
Forgive me, very well then. Hey.
So now we're sitting at level 20. So we could do a few things. We could gain 3 levels out of this whole endeavor. Now we have 1804 left. So there's a few things we can do here.
I has.
Now you can reinforce Pyromancy Flame. Okay, reinforcing it one time, and it doesn't really raise it too much, but it raises it. Or we can upgrade the bow. We will do that, and then learn Pyromancies. Here's a Fireball, Fire Surge, and then Flash Sweat. Flash Sweat won't be too much of use till later.
Do not think. What is it?
Now, you talk with Greerat to trigger. He's in mourning because you showed him Loretta's bone.
Heaven.
And he's like, oh my heavens, she was already dead. So now we've done everything. We've done everything really that we can inside of undead settlement, there's one last thing we have to take care of, and that is to deal with the cursed rod of Greatwood. Again, don't know how this is going to go. Going to try to co-op this thing. Going to try to see if anybody wants to co-op with me. That would be great, because that would make this a lot easier. If I don't get anybody to co-op, this could potentially be a disaster. So we got a little bit more strength. Let's use an ember now. Okay. As you saw in that little graphic below, when I first clicked on this place, showed that there's a lot of people in this area doing multiplayer, or just leaving summon signs and just doing that stuff. I think I'm going to have to. I think the only way I'm going to be able to beat the Cursed Shard of Greatwood is if I literally go in there with a co-op party, because I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it by myself. So we're going to summon Hestia, which is Warrior of Sunlight. And now we have Shade Ocho. Never mind. But I got Hestia. Normally people will put their summon signs also over there by the Cursed Shard of Greatwood's fight area. Sit here and just collect the free experience that comes from these guys just being dumb. Because now we've made peace with the giant. So now that we've made peace with the giant, we can sit here and he'll do damage to them. We'll do damage to us. So it's them now. Now we can progress. Hestia over here is smart because it has fire equipped. Well, you know anything about the Cursed Shard of Greatwood, fire, I mean, it's a tree. So fire is going to do a boatload of damage. And, oh, looky there, we have another summon sign. So we will summon another phantom. And we will go in here with 2 guys. 3 if you count myself. And we will try to take these guys out. And we will end with this. Hopefully it ends in victory. I'm confident it'll end in victory. Just need Verum over here. So I got 3 pyromancers. So this will be an interesting combination here. Because now we have to sit here. So this is one of those things that you just hate to see. I'll just end it. I'll just end it. Goodness gracious. That's the other part about is invasions. Right before I'm about to go into a boss room, I get invaded by, well, a person I don't like anymore. So yeah. Not too terribly thrilled with that one. Invasions is the one part of this game where I really struggle. I was able I'm able to survive a lot of things. I'm able to do a lot of things on this game. Invasions is not one I've been particularly good at. And so it kind of stinks that right as I'm about to go into a boss fight, I get invaded. But so is the nature of Dark Souls. Invasions are a thing. Alright, we got a guy who was using an Astora straight sword is what it looks like. Which is great, because the Astora straight sword is out of all the weapons you get early game, that is the weapon. That is the weapon right there that you want to use. Now let's enter the fray here before somebody decides to be really dumb. Take care of super aggro. got some stuff. So now we can go. Now we've officially finished that. Now we can go to Firelink Shrine, do a few more level ups. And this is where we're going to end it, because as you saw, Road of Sacrifice is next. So you got the Road of Sacrifice, and then you have the Farron Greatwood, or Farron Wood. So Farron Wood is lengthy, especially with this particular build. I don't know how this build is going to hold up,
Welcome, host.
but we're going to
Very
level up,
venting.
and I can get 2 level ups. So I can do stamina, or I can do health, or I can do pyromancy, or dexterity. I think we'll do health. Get health up to 14. I'm level 25, kind of under leveled, but I use those stats for the. I use those stats for the key. I got the key earlier than I normally get it, so that's good. Well, that's gonna do it for the stream. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and till we do this again, I'll probably stream it again tomorrow and do part 4, possibly part 5. So have a good one. Enjoy your day. Bye.